mean, I'm probably fall into that category up until I started following you of things that people miss because they're busy, they're working, they're not paying attention, they may not have the swaths of time to really do the research. What's one way to kind of fast track all the benefits that you enjoy as a result of having studied the space?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say that most people, when it comes to points and miles, there are two leaky buckets that most people face. One, which is the first half of the puzzle, is maximizing your earnings. You know, the types of points that you're earning and the types of cards that you're using, and people are usually not optimized. Maybe they're earning the wrong types of points, that they're not earning points at all. They're using debit cards or ACHs, bank transfers instead of credit cards. So figuring out which cards to use to earn the maximum amount of points, but also not just any point, but the right types of points for you. Because someone could be earning merit points, but they don't stay at merit properties. So what is the point of that, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first leaky bucket, and then the second leaky bucket is just really, once you have those points, how do you redeem it for maximum value? And that typically takes a longer time because it's kind of a learning experience. I'm still learning, and there's so much to learn in this space. But I think those are the two main buckets that you focus on. And things like taking a course. I have a low, very very reasonable course that just teaches you the foundations of how to pick a rewards program, and just focus on that, and that fixes the first half of your problem, right? And then the second half is just, you just got to do it just like how I did my first major trip, honeymoon, and I've never looked back since then.
I've downloaded your course. And so what I'm hearing you say when you're talking about the first leaky bucket, which is not using the card for travel, i.e., buying your next, flight on Delta through the card versus using your bank card, because that purchase translates into 5x the amount of points. That's what I'm hearing you say, right?
Exactly. And then also identifying which points work best for you based on your
Travel
location,
style.
what airport you're based in, and then, yeah, exactly, your travel style. So which destinations you frequent, where is your next trip, things like that. Because I worked with an entrepreneur, for example, who just had Delta Amex cards, but he lived in a city that was primarily American Airlines, and the Delta cards weren't really getting him that much value anyway from a earnings perspective. So why would you have Delta cards? Well, it's because he had it for 20 years and never thought about it, just focused on making money, which is great. But if you just spent an hour or two optimizing that portfolio, it's a one-time thing, right? Just optimize your portfolio, and then it's maybe 20 to 30 minutes of just review every year of, okay, am I still earning the right points? You can maximize that so much more.
Now, there's the option on the Chase Sapphire card for me to take the points that I've accumulated and transfer that to Delta. But is that the best use of your points?
Yeah, so typically, there's always an exception, but there are ways. What you're talking about is one of those flex points, right? So there are 4 to 5 major flexible point systems.